the table through match day 7, going into that final day of play next week on Wednesday. Just one day of play for all of these teams. So teams 1 to 7, so Liverpool to Atalanta, a win on match day would guarantee them a round of 16 spot. As things stand, Liverpool and Barcelona are the only two that are guaranteed in the top 8 already at this point in time. Then if we start scooching down a little bit further, if we're looking from 28 down, if we just flip over to the drop zone, the elimination zone, so to speak, from Bologna down, so 28th down, all those teams already officially eliminated. Match day 8 cannot change that. Now, if we're talking about the teams that did manage to change something today, PSG has jumped into the knockout round playoffs. A draw, in fact, would be enough for them on match day 8 to secure themselves into the playoff rounds. They only need one more point to make that sure. Manchester City, Zagreb, Dinamo Zagreb and Shakhtar, they can still qualify for the playoffs, even though they do sit in that elimination zone. It's all still to play for them on January 29th, match day 8. Manchester City, a draw or a loss, though, on that final match day 8, and they would be out. A win guarantees it. Everybody who is 18th and up, so Celtic and up, 12 points or more, is already guaranteed a playoff spot. So young boys with their own goal at Celtic, giving Celtic the security of knowing that they will now have a place in the playoff round in the playoff round to get then into the last 16. So that is the standings as things are as we go into that.
Are you trying to take my gig?
This is extraordinary.
It's like a sophisticated version of table time. Some people might say.
There's some pressure on you tonight, by the way, Jamie.
Honestly.
Great.
We're doing it from the very start to the end. You just come in when it's all sorted.
We give some credit to Toddy as well.
What do you mean when it's all sorted?
Information. Toddy, outstanding.
Yes,
again.
Outstanding. Thank you very much. It's a team effort, everybody.
Toddy, Matt, everyone behind the scenes just speaking in her ear. Well done.
What are we expecting from table time tonight? What's the theme?
I'm going for it. Well, I don't know. I've just seen there's a ball. What are we doing?
Okay, good.
Oh, it's disco. Disco time.
Are you changing your outfit at all?
Maybe. I might go a little bit more casual like you were yesterday.
Can you do it by yourself, though, Jamie?
Pardon?
I can't do it while Man City here in the
You know what?
elimination
When
zone.
you face adversity, you've got to hit it head on.
Okay.
And you're getting paid.
What about the cigars? Have we secured the cigars?
Well,
No.
You got cigars?
we're not promoting smoking on
We
there.
can't get cigars, but we can get a tape measure.
You promoted chewing tobacco. What do you mean? OK, we're going to go to a break. We'll be back with highlights, analysis, interviews. Let's see who we can talk to. Table time, bit of a two-step from Jamie, something to look forward to. We'll be back in just a minute.
Westman, I'm trying my best to keep my smile in because I've seen so much of Declan's career at every stage. And now to turn around and say, I've seen your first Champions League goal tonight. Just tell me how you're feeling. Did you almost miss it, by the way?
I'm so annoyed, honestly, because I had the same position against Man United in the Cup and I missed, and then the same there. So, look, I'm getting in the right positions when I play 8. She scored a good goal in the first half, but I'm annoyed I didn't get a second. You know, that's where I've got to be a bit more clinical. But to get my first Champions League goal, I think it's been obviously taken me 2 seasons, but I'm so happy, and yeah, hopefully many more to come.
I hear all the talk about a striker, but I heard also the talk from you guys internally about sharing that collective responsibility about scoring. So there's opportunities like tonight and you getting on the goal sheet, in terms of Martin getting on the goal scoring sheet as well. Is that important in terms of...
Yeah, it's so important. I think the manager, he's been on us really hard about midfielders arriving, because so many goals can come from there. It's down to us, you know, to make up that extra 5-10 yards. And Martin obviously did there right at the end of the game. I did for the header. So we've got to keep arriving there, but everyone's contributing, and look, it was an important win tonight. You know, it's been a really positive Champions League campaign, so we've got one more to go now. Hopefully we can win that as well.
It's around this time last year where you guys put an incredible run together. It was about the Dubai break and then you came back to it. So I'm going to ask you now, is this a moment? Is this where you can turn the momentum and push into the second half of the season?
Yeah, no, I hope so. I think it's important that you always... What I learned from last year is that you need to be there or thereabouts, you know, come this time of the season. And we are at the minute. Look, we need to keep winning games. I think the game on the weekend, we're 2-0 up, we draw 2-2. It's a real kick in the teeth because we should be seeing that out. But to bounce back tonight and win, it's really positive. Now we go into Wolves, and it's been a tough month, but we keep being positive and we go again.
Cool, calm and collected. Declan, congratulations, man. Enjoy it tonight, brother.
those positions, but for Manchester City, it means currently they are in those elimination spots going in to match day 8. It is a seismic night for this Manchester City side. It sets up match day 8 for an incredible finale. Manchester City hosting Club Brugge at home. Currently they are outside the playoff spots as well, the top spot there in the elimination teams. The 2023 champions. This is not where Pep Guardiola and his side thought they would be. Difficult January, but they got the job done tonight, Karen. It was a clinical performance in the end, wasn't it?
Yeah, I thought it was professional. And the chances that they had, they absolutely took them. I think it was great to see the midfield getting involved and getting on the score sheet. Obviously, JD interviewed Declan Rice at the end. I thought that was quite telling how the managers, put a lot of pressure on them to get into the box at the final third and make an impact, and they did tonight. But overall, it was a very controlled performance, and only 1 point now, and they're pretty much through and removes 2 games out of the necessary games that they don't want in February.
Yeah, and that was the key, wasn't it, to really kind of seal the deal tonight. I mean, at one point in that first half, it looked like Zagreb could have posed a bit of a threat, but they sort of nullified that in the second half and came back, and in the end managed to just get the job done in the way that Mikel Arteta would have wanted them to.
Yeah, very important. Of course, they're now back into third place, looking comfortable. One more game to negotiate to get into this final 8, which is key. Of course, number of injuries Arsenal have got. Maybe there's a couple of new signings that might turn up, and they'll appreciate a bit more time and to be March before Arsenal play in the Champions League.
Karen's laughing because she knows.
I love that you're praying so hard for some signings.
So maybe that can happen. But actually, tonight it was interesting because Martinelli, I thought that he had a very good game.
Yeah.
So did Havertz. Probably was the man of the match. He had 1 assist. He had 1 goal. Good for their confidence. It almost felt like a training ground game. Okay, perfect in front of the fans. Let's get some confidence back. Let's put the ball in the back of the net. And they accomplished that, and they looked more than comfortable. Yes, it got a bit difficult. Start the second half, went a bit flat. 3 substitutions. They addressed that quickly and used the squad members.
Yeah, they certainly did, and that's the key, isn't it, in games like this where you look to sort of seal it against a slightly lesser opposition, and they managed to do that. And they did get off to a great start, though, didn't they? 2 minutes in, Declan Rice with his first ever Champions League goal.
Yeah, I couldn't believe that, and but it was a great goal as well. I thought, as we mentioned, Martinelli was really positive. I like how he went on the outside then. Martin's getting a lot of love here, Martin. I've got to tell him.
Martin's a superstar here, I have to tell you. Everywhere you go.
Rice is the superstar.
Yeah, but the timing
Not as much as you.
the timing of Declan's run, though, is as he mentioned, it's about not getting in there too early and sensing it, and he absolutely did. Brilliant setback from Kai Havertz, the awareness, and then there's that timing and the clinical finish. But Martin's right, Martinelli was key, good setback. Everything in this goal was perfect for Declan then, and the finish.
It's his patience, isn't it? You see, I think it's more intelligent. His movement there. Sometimes his enthusiasm. He gets there a bit too early. He's quite measured, and then he can come on to that. He's got time and he's got the technique. This is the thing about is he a 6? Is he an 8? But for someone who's who you might think is a 6, he's got really good finishing ability. I've seen that in his game. His feet are improving, his passing range. He's got everything he needs, and obviously he's a major character for Arsenal right now.
Yeah, and he's evolved, hasn't he, since he's even started at Arsenal. So you sort of see that journey that Declan Rice is on. We talked about Martinelli and his impact on that first goal, and he had the same impact for the second goal. This was a pinpoint pass, wasn't it?
2 assists for him. Again, decision making really, really key. But I love this one now. This time he's coming in, sensing where the space is, and just gets in. It's a beautiful ball because the keeper's thinking he's starting to come, then he's thinking no. Defenders are backpedaling, and then it's a great header and